how does Michael Novak get interested in liberation theology? And how does he evaluate it?
But Michael's approach is to ask the very practical question: will it actually liberate people from poverty? And there's two things he points out. One is that the liberation theologians didn't really have a positive program forward. So when you ask them, what do you need to do? The typical liberation theologian at the time would basically articulate something like a pretty hardcore socialist response. Collectivize property, get rid of profits, competition should be severely constrained, more government intervention, etc. And Michael's point was that they weren't coming up with a distinct vision of a way forward. Marxists and others was about criticizing what they saw, but they didn't really have much of a positive agenda. So if you don't have a positive agenda, then you can't really articulate what it means to liberate. And to the extent that they did offer some type of positive agenda, he pointed out that they did tend to go down a socialist, in some cases a hard collectivist path in terms of the alternatives they were offering. And Michael pointed out, well, that's been tried.
Yeah.
It's been tried in the Soviet Union, it's been tried in Central and Eastern Europe, and we can look at these economies now. We know that it doesn't work, right? Because this is a time when even people were still saying, well, maybe the Soviet Union will one day overtake the United States. So Michael points out that the liberation theologians, not only do they not really have a distinct way forward, but to the extent they do, they're drawing upon ideas that have been thoroughly refuted. So he's saying there is a practical dimension to this. And he's saying, well, you want to talk about praxis, let's look at the results of the practice of different economic systems. And it's very clear that capitalism, economically speaking, certainly outstrips collectivism, and it does seem better at preserving liberty than other systems, and it does seem to improve people's state of material well-being over time.